Hello there, and welcome to Pink Milk, your Star Wars podcast for us superfans.
And those of us who are forced to listen to them.
Today is someday, and someday. Did they just break Star Wars?
Uh-oh.
Are you ready, Thomas?
I'm ready.
Let's get into this thing and drink up.
Drink up.
This is Red 5. I'm going in. I'm going in. Going in.
Hello there. Pop.
Hello there.
How are you?
I am great. How are you?
Feeling super duper.
Fantastic.
Welcome to episode 3.
We made it.
We made it.
Congratulations. Good to see you.
Yeah, it feels great. I am loving
3
being
in a
back.
row.
3 weeks in a row after a long time of no rows.
Well, congratulations.
Hey, you know what? Congratulations to you. And thank you to everyone who showed up last week, because we had a whole lot of downloads. We had a lot of views on YouTube. And thank you.
Thank you. We
So,
appreciate you.
Yeah, with that, with a gay Star Wars, people must have found a new gay Star Wars podcast. So maybe you don't know us. I'm your host, Bryan. With me, as always, is my better half and your better host, Thomas.
Hello, hello, hello.
There we go. The 3 hellos.
Hello.
How's your week been? Pop.
Busy,
Mm-hmm.
but no complaints at all.
Yes. Busy in daddying, busy in parenting,
Uh-huh.
busy in working.
Well, let's just say it was the 3rd week of summer break. So anybody who's out there and has experienced summer break with your children while you work from the house, no less, you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And you know me, I'm great at keeping the kids busy. I like them busy.
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 You know, this is 3 weeks of summer break and my first year as a WFHer, a work from homer. And
Welcome.
yeah, it's definitely challenging.
It's a lot of juggling.
Yeah, you know, I'm juggling this first WFH summer with juggling opening up a brand new business. So also thank you to everyone who's been supporting us over there.
Thank you.
You need to check some of this stuff out, because like some of our Star Wars toys, you know what? They're a little pricey, but they're very cool.
Quality, people, quality.
And we're almost sold out
Yeah, I know.
of many of them. So, hey, things are moving. Things are exciting. Very happy. www.deathxrobot.com. Ding.
Ding.
Also, if you are on said YouTube, please make sure to like to this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on socials at Space Daddy Bryan on Instagram and on Threads. Love to have a conversation there. Love the conversations in the comment section. You know what, Thomas? Episode 3 of the Acolyte, Destiny. There's a lot to munch on. You want to go eat?
Yes, it's our destiny to do so.
And we got a full plate.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Thomas.
Yes.
I have to say, this show still is feeling very much like a good jumping on point for a viewer who may have never seen a Star Wars.
I totally agree.
That is very difficult for me to think about, because I have no comprehension of someone who has never seen a Star Wars if you're not a little child.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? There are those people out there that have never seen a Star Wars.
Or they could just, not be total super fans like a lot of you are.
Yeah.
And then when we watch it, we're watching it for face value, if you will. So,
Yep. You know what? That's going to be our question of the day, both the poll on
Boom.
Spotify and my question for YouTube comments down below. How long have you been a Star Wars fan if you were watching The Acolyte and enjoying it? I like that idea a lot. All right, Tom. We are in a new world. I know you love your origin stories, and this episode takes place 16 years before. We're going to learn. We're going to get an origin story for not one, but 2 characters.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What is your relationship with origin stories in general?
Not a big fan of them, to be honest with you. I call them filler. Filler from the real story is what they are. In this case, though, although dread immediately, waved over me when I realized it was going to be 16 years earlier and we were only on the second week. Yes, episode 3. However, a needed episode for sure. 100% needed to know kind of what was going on. Ironically, we had just talked about that last week. Are we ever going to get that? I didn't think it'd be episode 3, but anyway, I guess if there's only 8, no time like the present.
Well, this show has literally given up all of its goods right away.
Well, I see now after watching the episode twice, why it was important.
3 times, 2 nights, 3 times, 3 episodes, which is crazy because these are only 8 episodes long. Like the majority of the live action Star Wars shows, have they all been 8 episodes? Sans Andor, which was 12.
I think so. If you go to Netflix shows, if you watch a lot of that these days, everything's either 6 or 8 episodes. It's very rare to even see like the Housewives that are on for like 20 episodes.
20 episodes of the same thing.
Same.
Receipts, screenshots, camera work, telling me no, Twitter blocks, Twitter follows, blogs.
Anyway, so I guess we're just getting used to 8 episodes.
Hey, y'all, that is my extent of my knowledge to the Housewives.
Very well done. If you've seen Real Housewives of Salt Lake City in the last year, he actually nailed it.
Okay, actually, we are talking about something interesting. This is episode 3. You mentioned, and I forgot, there really is only 8 episodes. What do you think of... Okay, the first 2 episodes, Michael, if you watch our new segment on YouTube, again, head on over to youtube.com/@SpaceDaddyBryan, and you will see a new Pink Milk show called Pink Milk and Son, in reference to Caveman and Son, and a Hanna-Barbera cartoon from the late 80s, possibly early 90s, but I loved it ever so much. What do you think of the structure of 8 episodes? Because these first two episodes of this ended so abruptly, and I don't think anyone in this house has liked those endings.
Well, before we go and before I go and answer that, are we sure there's really 8 episodes? We're 100% sure, because I'd hate to be chatting about it when there's not really 8. But anyway.
Unless the internet lied to me, which it could be.
The internet, such a reliable thing.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting used to it now.
Okay.
I don't like it. No, I never have.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's long enough to develop anything. I grew up in, TV. You either sat there and you watched it or you missed it.
Yep.
And there seemed to be a lot of episodes. I remember fall to spring. Yeah. So we had lots of episodes, and always around Christmas time in the holidays, they didn't have enough. So that wasn't
it typically like 22 to 26 episodes a season? Like when you go back to, again, everyone, just in case you're curious, because we got so much comments about it. So clearly all of you are very interested. I am still on my Melrose Place journey, and there are a lot of episodes. Maybe looking back at some of these earlier episodes of the earlier seasons, maybe Melrose Place should have had 8 episodes a season, not the 22 or 24 it is.
That is so funny. That is really, really funny. I have to just personally say that I loved Melrose Place. I saw it first run.
Yeah.
And wow, it's pretty awful.
It really is. I'm like, when did
Allison,
it get good?
I remember now, and I love that actress, Courtney
Thorne-Smith.
Yeah, beautiful girl. Really, really great girl. But man, I wanted to... She's so weak.
I am
like that.
Going to stand here, and I can't say proudly, I can't say without fear, because there's probably so many Allison stans out there. But I am not a fan of Allison. No. I find her to take zero accountability for anything she does, blames everyone for everything, and then pouts her way to the top.
You know me, I'm a Kimberly girl and a Sydney girl. I like a bad girl.
Yes. Sydney.
She's bad. Beautiful as well.
I'm here for Sydney. She's like, I
wonder where she is these days.
She's married to the gay guy from the show, Doug Savant.
In real life?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's where they met too, is on that show.
that is awesome.
Yep.
And they're
So-
still married today?
So, typical.
Are they married today?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay, Brian, we're relying on that
Yep.
information.
I think Wikipedia told me that.
Okay,
but
good.
in typical Hollywood fashion, you created this gay character.
Mm-hmm.
You gave them nothing to do for all of the seasons of that show. And the one thing that came out of it was more straightness. A straight marriage for a gay character. I feel like, oh, look, we're going to bring on the gay. You're going to somehow make him straight. And this show did it quite literally. I have to say, I think as time has gone on since these new live action Star Wars shows, Andor is definitely probably my favorite. I love season 1 and 2 of The Mandalorian. Din Djarin and Grogu and their husband / dad, Cobb Vanth, are some of my favorite things to come out of this Disney Plus era. However, I will say the structure of Andor, I think, lent itself to this kind of storytelling better than anything else did. I feel that Obi-Wan and possibly the show, we're at the beginning, we're still almost halfway through, actually, when you think about it, which is crazy. Obi-Wan, though, that it's all been done, I feel is the biggest culprit of this. But I feel that some of these shows, meaning Obi-Wan, season 3 of The Mandalorian, and so far The Acolyte, feel like they should have just been movies or longer seasons. Ahsoka too. Ahsoka felt too short. I don't feel at the end of 8 episodes of Obi-Wan, and that was the whole thing. Ahsoka, season 3 of The Mandalorian, I don't feel like a Book of Boba Fett, not good. I don't feel satisfied at the end of those things. Personally, I feel like they're
funny. I liked Book of Boba Fett. Fett.
Yeah.
That whatever wet Boba Wet.
Yeah.
Mandalorian was so long ago. I don't even remember what happened anymore.
Well,
it was so long ago. Think of all the Star Wars that has taken place since Mandalorian. And yes, I appreciate
not
and
really
acknowledge
that much.
Come on, we've had Bad Batch has actually come multiple times and finished. We've had the Obi-Wan story.
We had season 3 of The Mandalorian.
After that?
Yeah, the only things
sure?
There's been the Bad Batch, season 3, and Ahsoka. Otherwise,
we've had one of the shorts,
honey,
2 of the shorts.
It's because the 3rd season of The Mandalorian was very forgettable because it was not good.
Maybe that's why I don't remember.
Like it had some great moments in it sure.
We've had Andor since.
No.
Right? No?
Nope.
We had episodes 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Look, I mean, just like the Book of Boba Fett, I did not like that show at all, really. I just did not think it was good. But there were some really great things in it. Okay. However, so far, I'm really liking The Acolyte. I am nervous that after 3 episodes, knowing it's only 8, I feel like this episode is peak Star Wars in thought-provokingness, and I got a very full plate to eat. I'm still eating, and I fear that when this show's done, I'm still going to be hungry because it didn't feed me everything. And that is not my favorite thing so far. Like Ahsoka, I really, really liked Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
I still feel like even after 8 episodes plus 2 episodes with Ahsoka, so I've had 10 hours with live action Ahsoka, I don't feel like I really know her yet. Now, we've talked about that a little bit because there's also many, over a decade of old Ahsoka. So it's hard for someone like me to mesh that.
And why would they think that you would know her? Because again, it was 8 episodes that are probably a half an hour. So the truth is, it's really the length of a movie.
Yeah. And movie, Star Wars is clearly in trouble. Now, trouble might be the wrong word, but Star Wars is very divisive right now. Like literally, I mean, this episode seems like literally people said it broke Star Wars and it is now ruined.
I don't understand.
Yeah. But,
I wouldn't even say it's in trouble.
I could say, now, there's a lot of toxic garbage. And honestly, we were going to talk about some of that in today's episode, some of the comments that I've had to deal with. And I had to remove comments from Pink Milk and Sun that I mentioned. But honestly, I don't want to talk about it. I want to keep it positive. It doesn't matter, but I want to try to acknowledge some frustration. I don't want to acknowledge the unhealthy way a lot of that frustration is being communicated. But I will say, and this is not about the Acolyte because the Acolyte's not done, but Ahsoka really felt like it didn't finish its story. It didn't come
Is it ever coming back?
Yes.
Oh, there we
go. But I shouldn't have to wait a year, 2 years, 3 years to finish the story. Like, I should have been fed a full story that I really enjoyed and can sit on that whole story. And maybe that story left some, ooh, this is what can happen next.
Because you can build upon. I agree 100%.
And that's 100%. Where I feel like
you were still hungry.
Star Wars television live action is failing. It is the sequel trilogy failed in this way, in my opinion. I don't feel any of those movies gave me a full story in the movie. It was like written to be 3 movies. Solo. I love so much of Solo. It was supposed to be a 3-part story that clearly it didn't do financially well enough. So Han Solo left completely unanswered. It did not give us a full movie. Maybe it could have if we didn't get the last tease with Qi'ra and Darth Maul, which I loved. I was very excited to see where that goes. I'm all in, so I can read the comics. I can watch the video, play the video games to get more of Kira's story. But if you are someone like you, it literally just stopped in mid-sentence, and you are now not going to probably pick up on what went down, right. Or you're going to possibly get it in parts of another series, but it's going to be so far away from the movie. That's honestly, if there is something that I can be critical to in new era of Star Wars, is I feel like they're not giving me complete stories in general.
What about Bad Batch?
I thought Bad Batch was great. Every season ended, I felt like I got a whole story. There were still questions to be answered. There were still things to build upon. But yes, 100%.
But when it ended, how did you feel?
Oh, yeah, because we were off air during that. I loved the way it ended. I thought there were some very, very, very beautiful things put in there. Dave Filoni is a master at that.
You felt it was wrapped up, though.
I felt like it was wrapped up, and it left with a grown-up, spoiler alert if you didn't watch Bad Batch, but Omega was an adult, a young girl, a young woman, and she left to join the rebellion. So she clearly has a story to tell.
Yeah.
But that was kind of the period at the end of her story in the season. I felt very well fed. I got to see where she ended up 10 years later.
Agree.
And it was great. It was great. And now you don't have to build upon that. You got her full story. You got her full arc. And we can just go and write stories in our own head for whatever happened. That I thought was great storytelling.
So that's what you'd like to see more of, is what you're saying.
Even if we're going to get seasons 2, 3, 4, whatever, I don't think, in my humble opinion.
Your humble opinion?
Yeah. Ezra should not have left.
Okay.
I don't know. That's such a blanket statement, because then what would you do? But I just felt like Ahsoka didn't tell me a full story. I understand, like, it has to have more to come. And it's a little frustrating. And that's how season 3 of The Mandalorian was for me. Like, led to all these things. Book of Boba Fett really led to a lot of things. Book of Boba Fett was about him wanting to become basically the governor of Tatooine, be a for the people, by the people leader. He never really got there. And then he talked about not wanting it anymore. It was very like, really? So what was the point of everything? Because you didn't get to where you wanted to go, and now you're not sure if you want it. And then we left with a shot of Cobb Vanth in his little back to chamber. So is he going to be the new mayor? What's going on with that? It was just like, it's too like, ooh, I don't know. It is.
Wow, we have a lot of shows here.
It is frustrating.
So how
from a storytelling
could you, as a
perspective,
Disney super fan, a Star Wars super fan, not be happy with all these shows? You have a tremendous amount of shows here.
Because I mean, I am.
Okay.
I am. But I do want to be healthy critical of some of the things. I do think that I don't feel like they are television shows. I don't feel like they figured out the formula, which is crazy because they had the formula in animation. They had the formula.
Mm-hmm.
They had 22-minute episodes. They were oftentimes like 16-episode seasons. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe only have one series a year, but make it 16, 20 episodes instead of 8 and 3 shows. Maybe one show longer would be more beneficial. I don't know. But that's how I feel.
Okay. All right.
So, speaking of shows, this is The Acolyte is a great show for a jumping on point, which I do think is difficult for non-Star Wars super fans because Star Wars has been around for over 40 years and it's very intimidating to walk in. So this show did jump backwards and we have a bit of an origin story. And I feel like actually for this world of The Acolyte, we got a lot of backstory that we needed that really did kind of, I feel like will help it move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we kind of meet this coven of witches, and we learn early on, because the two girls, OSHA and May, who are our center characters for the series, we see them 16 years ago as little girls playing outside under a tree. We find out that they snuck out of their town, out of the walls, and they're not supposed to be there because it's dangerous. We don't know why it's dangerous, but then we see a young soul, a Jedi, spying on these little girls.
Now we know why.
So it felt very creepy. It's like, I mean, I love Soul. Soul's a great character so far. So I'm wondering who he was then versus who he is now, what brought them there. But I'm like, really? You're just kind of spying on these little kids from the woods? That doesn't seem like a heroic thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like if you're so virtuous, why do you have to hide in the shadows?
And why would you be on a planet that you had believed was uninhabited anyway?
Yeah, so that's jumping forward a little bit. But yeah, well, Mother Anastasia calls them out on the all-knowing Jedi. I find that hard to believe. They knew there were people there. That's not what they're going to say. So anyways, okay. We find out that they're not supposed to be there. A mom picks them up, says it's dangerous. We bring the girls back into this town. Oh my God, they have 2 moms. And so we met Mother Coral. And then we met Mother. We met Mother Anastasia, who the literal, like, she comes out of that little alleyway and she steals the show. That's how I felt. Like, that character has a presence on screen.
She does.
I don't really know much of who the actress is. I think she was in some, I don't know. She's been around. I just don't know in what. Because I don't watch a lot of stuff outside of Star Wars and geek media. So, but she was great. And we find out that there are 2 mommies who have arguments about how to raise children like every parent. Every parent does, because the kids want...
Not us.
Yeah, they want some desserts. And one parent is like, no. One's yes. And one says, they're just acting like normal kids. The other one said, but they're anything but normal kids. And it was like, oh, wow, look at that. Parenting in space. Same as parenting here on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And then we learn that these witches are witches and they are Force sensitive. And they don't call it the Force. They call it a thread. And I really love, I mentioned this with Michael a little bit on Pink Milk and Sun. I love that we get to discover non-Jedi Force users and they don't call it the Force. They view it as something different because I think one being a Force and one being a force that brings that the Jedi believe the Force is something that unites everyone. The witches are saying it's a thread that keeps everyone connected. So one is I think there's something there. I don't know what yet, but I like that one is a force and one is a thread. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious.
She used that line when she put their hands together, so it kind of threw me off.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting because, again, we said this is a jumping on point. So what if you had never seen a Star Wars? I do think it's hard to think that people would never have heard of the Force in some way, shape, or form. But I'm curious how one of the things that this show does that I think does brilliantly and probably intentionally is this. We really have it down to a character that looks the same. The galaxy is getting confused who OSHA is versus who May is. So we're getting 2 perspectives of the same experience, right?
Right.
And I feel like that's what this show is. It's kind of, for me, it's a study on the Force and different perspectives of the Force, but it's not really telling you who's good and bad. In this episode specifically, we have witches who the Jedi and many others in the galaxy feel are wrong. But I don't think the show made them bad, and I really don't think the show is making the Jedi bad either. But clearly, sides are going to be picked because that's just how our human mind works, right? We have to like one more than the other.
Right.
But I think it's information we, the viewer, as fans, are bringing in. So I'm curious how... I'm going to ask this question. So if you're listening on YouTube, leave it in the comments. I'm going to post it on Spotify. So if you're watching on Spotify, do it there. But how long have you watched Star Wars, and how has that informed your thoughts on the show? Because for me, look, I have been around since the very beginning. Ever since the prequels, I'm a little sus on the Jedi. I love what the Jedi stand for. I love that they're heroes. I understand they are the heroes of the saga, but I don't think that makes them perfect. I don't think they're always good. And I feel very strange about the Jedi taking children away from their families, not because their families are ill-equipped to take care of them and putting them in dangerous situations, but because the children are gifted. So I also understand the Jedi's perspective in needing to step in to help train these children, because we see what can happen. They can be very dangerous and they can be very powerful, but I don't understand why that can't be in partnership with the parents.
Agreed. I don't think that this episode is made... I didn't feel the first two, but this one didn't make the Jedi seem like they were good.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, why would you come and steal somebody's
not
kid?
all and out bad. I don't think it's like vilifying the Jedi, but I think they're questioning the Jedi's actions. I feel like their intentions are what good, but their actions are not bringing them to that intention in the most healthy way. Right. And that's what I find it interesting that we have these two Force wielders who are raised by a group of women who are together. The power of one, the power of two, the power of many. Sorry, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That chant is lame.
Lame?
Okay. The power of one, the power of two, the power of many.
It sounds like you're in church.
I'm like, really?
I grew up with that.
This show is written so intelligently. It's so nuanced. It asks my favorite type of storytelling is it asks more questions than it gives answers, and allows me to answer the questions give answers to the questions the show are posing. So how does this show that's so well written write something so lame that is so easy to make fun of?
I don't know.
The power of one, the power of two, the power of many.
You're making it sound.
No, I'm not. That was the melody of their chant. The power of one, the power of two, the power of many. Right down to, and then they have a cackle. We just didn't get, brooms made of sticks. That was just not good. I'm sorry. I was not here for it. It felt very Agatha the Harkness from the MCU, and that didn't work for me either, unfortunately. So, but what I do like is that these are a group of people who believe that not one, not two, but many people are what makes someone powerful. Different perspectives, right down to they have their own thing. They had this idea of all the women need to agree on what to do. So we find out OSHA doesn't want to become a witch. May does. May feels that OSHA does all the stuff without May, and May wishes she did everything together because May does everything with OSHA. Mm-hmm. So May has fully adopted this idea of the community, and OSHA kind of wants to be off on her own, which I love, because in traditional storytelling, it's the villain who wants to be off alone and the hero wants to be with community. Which is just like, that is the kind of stuff that this show is discussing that I think is brilliant. That is the toxic side of the fandom says it's bad writing, which if you just say the power of one, the power of two, the power of many, I can understand saying that's bad writing. I'll give you that. Is it terrible? No, but could it be better? Yes. But what they're ignoring is this idea of the hero is the one who wants to be alone and the villain wants to be in community, which is great because, and then we know that the Sith believe in the rule of two. The rule of two is already established at this time. So the Sith want to be loners and the heroes want to be together as a group of Jedi. But right now that seems to be flipped in who we are told is the villain of the show versus the hero of the show. The villain being May and the hero being OSHA. It's great. It's very cool. But this is what's interesting. So this episode has pitted the witches against the Jedi, right? And Mother Anastasia, this came from the trailer, says this is about power and who has the right to wield it, basically. And I find that interesting. That is the lesson she is teaching her children, but neither side are really letting the kids make a decision. Yes, in a way, Mother Anastasia ultimately arrives to, I have to let my daughter do what she wants to do, right down to, if you leave, you're never going to see me again. Because she understands that the Jedi don't believe in that. She knows if she goes with the Jedi don't believe in community from where you came from, which is crazy to me. During this ascension, the Jedi show up and Andor, who we now know May killed, her first kill of the show, is like, by Republic law that we have the right to test your children.
It's weird.
It's weird. Like, you are different. The government says that we have authority over your children more than you do because they are different. That is just, it's so crazy to me. And again, this is a queer podcast. This show is written by queer people. I have an inability to watch the show without queer perspective. And the government today, there's so much gender politics, gender ideology being discussed in churches and in religion and in the government. But very rarely do we hear about how it's discussed at home. And I feel like that is just, it's crazy to me. It's crazy. I don't know if that was the intentional thing to pull from, but that's what I get.
I'm eager to see, where they're going with this at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't know.
Yeah.
So, anyways, the Republic and then Mother Anastasia is like, we're not part of the Republic, which is even crazier. So the government is so powerful. Even it's like, honestly, not all sides of the political spectrum will like this, but that is like, governments do come into other countries or other parts of the world and say, no, I don't like what you're doing. We're going to do this. And that's kind of, to me, what a little bit of this is. We have this minority, these witches that we know are on the brink of extinction. And that's why they're so excited to have children, because the children are going to help the witches, continue and flourish into the future. And the Jedi want to take that away. It's just it's so bonkers. And you were even thrown off a bit about that.
I was. Yeah, 100%.
Like, I don't know. Like, how do you feel about the Jedi from this episode in this moment? Because I know I have my feelings on the Jedi. I've shared it a lot.
Well, I mean, if you look at it as a standalone episode, number one, you came into our planet, our world. You lied and said you thought it was uninhabited, and yet you're, going to be taking children.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem to, they didn't come off well.
No.
I'm curious. I'm drawing on the first two episodes where obviously May is killing these four people and has successfully done so to two. I still don't think I saw something that would warrant the killings. So I'm curious how we got to this point, because in the end it was May, who I actually thought was the better of the two sisters the entire show, the episode.
Did you?
I did. I really did. She was the one following. She was the one, all on board, and OSHA was the one who was not following, who was breaking the rules, stepping outside the castle. The walls, to go into the yellow tree.
Yeah.
She was the one, she really ultimately is the one who was ruining everything. They could have had a nice little life she lied to May.
Mhm.
They agreed to fail, but OSHA, I actually thought was being pretty selfish.
Oh my God, this is so funny. This is this is what I love about the show, because it's
Uh-huh.
not really telling you who's right and who's wrong. It's
No.
showing you two
Right.
different perspectives.
Correct.
And you, as someone who comes from a Catholic upbringing and a very, very good family, that your whole family is very close, respects one another, can have differences, can see politics differently, can have those things, can even have a relationship with the Catholic Church in a different way. But as a community, as a family, you support one another.
Mm-hmm.
I am watching this show who had a crappy upbringing, no sense of family, no loyalty to family, not religious. And my idea of religion is I am very terrified of what religion can do to people, even though their intentions are good, which is what I carry and put onto the Jedi. And know the Jedi are the hero. I know they are good, but I'm very fearful of how they operate. And that sense, that self-righteousness that they show in this episode of you don't have the right to raise your children because they might be powerful. I won't co-parent them with you. I'm going to actually just take them away. That's what's crazy to me. If the Jedi were like, hey, you have children that have extra gifts that if not controlled, they can really hurt a lot of people. And you do not have those kinds of things. So you don't, you're not fully equipped to raise these children.
And it's interesting you said gifts, because at this moment in time, based on this episode, I see that their gifts are
a curse.
the same.
Oh,
They
the
have
witches?
same-
Yes.
The Jedi are force sensitive.
The witches,
The witches
appear.
are force sensitive. So where I don't see their differences yet, other than when Mama said,
how they talk about it, how they teach
the
it.
one time the Mama said, well, I created them.
Yeah.
So whatever that means on how that occurred, maybe she went out and slept with the guy.
But how would she have slept with a guy to make the other woman pregnant?
Well, maybe she forced the guy to sleep
Look,
with the other woman.
I mean, that is that. Okay, I know you want to look at this as if not knowing any other Star Wars stuff. So they were immaculately conceived somehow. She was God. She created children herself and put.
Well, Mary wasn't God, and she was, Mary, the mother of God.
Well,
She
but-
was not,
yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. So Coral in this is Mary, the mother of God.
Okay.
Anastasia is God.
Okay.
In that viewpoint, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Because God would have been, Anastasia was the one who created the life inside Coral's body to carry and eventually birth,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
so that's
I don't know.
interesting.
We may have that a little all wrong, but that's okay.
Well,
We've got the general idea.
yeah.
Of it.
But that is kind of, I think, giving clues to where Anakin came from and how he arrived. That has caused quite the debate in many YouTube, many an angry, toxic fanboy upset. So I don't even want to get into it. Ugh, it's gross. Yeah, but what I find interesting was after, OSHA's like, I don't want to do this. She wants to be a Jedi. She's intrigued, but does she want to be a Jedi or does she want to be off the planet? Breaking news. Sorry for the interruption, listeners. Breaking news. Reporting in, Michael Berry for Michael's Minute. Hello, Michael Berry.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
How has your week been since we all last hung out? It's summertime. What'd you do? Did you go lots of swimming? Lots of jumping?
Yes. Yes, I did, actually.
Very nice. Before we forget, Michael asked me earlier this week to remind all of our listeners that he appreciates you, but he wants to let you know that he is a very busy man and he may not be able to make it every single week. So if we don't hear Michael's Minute, the kid's busy. He's got lots of things to do.
True facts.
All right, today for Michael's Minute, we are going to talk to Michael Berry about his favorite clones because Michael, I think, is a massive Clones fan. His name is Clone Force 1414, after all.
I play a lot of Star Wars, and when the clones came to not Star Wars, Fortnite, and when the clones came to Item Shop, I was a little disappointed when they left 2 days later.
Well, also as a dad, I was a little disappointed that just a few weeks prior when you
Okay, we don't have to talk about this.
got $2,800.
This is talking about Star Wars.
Not about saving money
Hey.
and V-Bucks?
Hey, at least I'm better than my brother.
Okay, what is it about the clones that you like so much, my friend? What do you love about the clones?
Well, they're clones, and they don't act like each other. They act different, and I'm just happy because they all called clones. And when I first saw it, I was worried that the clones were just going to act all the same because they're clones.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's so funny because I remember especially when Clone Wars was new, before you were born, and when Attack of the Clones came out before you were born.
Stop talking about that.
Everyone was talking about the clones as if they're all going to be the same. And to me, identical twins are technically clones. They're different. Life experience. It isn't about your genes that make you who you are. It's about your life choices and the path you choose to take, not your DNA.
What brought up genes?
Well, clones all have the same DNA. They're genetics. They brought up genes in the Bad Batch, dude.
I'm not going to wear jeans.
Not Jeans.
I know.
Genes. Jeans. Not the kind you wear. All right, Michael. Give us your top 3 clones that are your most favorite. Let's start with number 3.
And number 3, we have Echo. I love the guy. I just thought that he should have got that robot actual hand earlier instead of just having that little twisting thing.
The twisty thing that gave him magic powers like R2-D2?
Yes, I do not like that.
I have to say, I think Echo is probably my favorite clone. Always was. And when we thought he died, your dad was a very sad man. Echo's great.
I'm glad that that Star Wars actually paid attention, because in the Clone Wars, you can see that Echo decided to go off with them with the Bad Batch, but in the Bad Batch, they actually showed Echo in the Bad Batch.
Yes. And then he ends up going off with his buddy Rex again, right? A little later to help other clones.
Yeah.
It was a great story. I thought it was very beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, who is your number 2 spot for the clones?
5s.
5s. Look at you going deep. What is it about 5s?
I love the guy. He died too early, in my opinion.
Okay.
He died when Anakin still had short hair. I at least wanted him to die when Anakin had long hair.
So, according to Michael, Star Wars, there is before Anakin's long hair and after Anakin. Was 5s, correct me if I'm wrong, was he a part of Domino Squad? I forget. Do you remember?
Yes.
He was, right?
Uh-huh.
With Echo? That's when they met? Heavy, Echo, 5s.
5s, and
Cody?
Cody, yeah.
Rex? Was Rex there too?
No.
Cody.
Rex was already a commander, Cody.
Oh.
No,
okay.
Cody, no. Cody was also a commander.
Mm.
I think it was just those 2. Oh, wait.
Well, we said 3.
Oh, wait, the one that... It was like knock something? Knockoff?
Knockoff?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to call him Knockoff because he was the one getting pushed around by that bounty hunter in the bay, in the dock.
That guy was a jerk. The Brain Man. I forget what the Brain Man's name was.
I call him the Brain Man.
The Brain Man. Okay, here we go. I looked it up according to Wikipedia. The Domino Squad. Great name, isn't it? Mm-hmm. 5s, Echo, Droid Bait, Heavy.
Oh, Droid Bait.
And Cut Up.
Cut Up.
Yes.
Oh, so we missed 2. Cut Up and Droid Bait.
And we call ourselves Star Wars fans?
No, you do. I call myself a super fan.
Okay. Drum roll, please. And Michael's number 1 spot for his most favorite clone is
actually hard to decide. I still haven't decided. It's either Rex.
Wait, hold on. After all this conversation, the drum rolls, not one, but 2 drum rolls. It's hard to decide.
Dad, they're both they're really good clones.
Okay.
It's between Cody
Okay.
and Rex, because first, they're really good clones.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that Cody finally, in the Bad Batch, turned to the light side.
That was very
instead of staying
sad.
with yeah, we didn't get to see him after that, sadly. So I hope in like next
Series
of like we get to see Cody and Rex. It's between those, and the second reason why I love them, they're the clones of my 2 favorite Star Wars characters,
Obi-Wan and
Anakin.
Michael does love himself some Anakin Skywalker.
Not Darth Vader, no.
No.
They ruined him with that.
They ruined him with that. What makes me so incredibly happy, what I love so much about Star Wars, is that The Revenge of the Sith came out in 2005. That was 9 years before you were even born.
Can we stop talking about when I was born?
But that it is still like your favorite. I love that. Star Wars came out before I was even born, and they're my favorite movie. And this is what is so amazing about Star Wars storytelling, is it lasts and lasts and lasts. So that makes me very, very happy. Happy Father's Day of yesterday to the maker himself,
I was about
George
to
Lucas.
say that.
Thank you, maker, for giving us Star Wars. It's wonderful.
Oh yeah, Dad, you know that guy that cut down the clone that said to the senator that it's time for you to go?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was George Lucas's son.
Oh, Jet. Yes, it was. Yes. Look at that. George letting his son be a hero.
Appa he was cut up Appa.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
Oh.
he put that in since he was working on Avatar: The Last Airbender when he was recruited.
Look at that. Look at that. Oh, Dave Filoni gave him the name.
Yep.
Okay, boom. Look at that. I like it. I'm here for it.
I'm a bigger super fan that one is.
I think you might be. You definitely know more than I do.
Stop saying that you think I am.
Do or do not, Dad. You either are or you're not. And you're not.
There is no try.
Boom. I love it. All right, Michael. Are you ready?
Yes.
On the count of 3?
3, 2, 1. Drink
up. So you were talking about how you feel OSHA's the kind of the not bad one, but she's the one causing problems. May is the one who fit in line. This is so funny because that's your idea. We all have our place. Me, the one without the family, without the religious viewing, I am like, if you've been listening a long time, you know, I'm the more outspoken of the two, and I'm more of the punk rock, get the hell out of my way. I'm going to go do what I need to do. I'm the louder and the more of a disruptor than you are. I know. So to me, I'm like, go OSHA. I am like team OSHA. Like, don't let these people tell you who you can be and who you can't be. You want to go explore the galaxy? Well, just because they tell you you have to stay here, no, you don't. Go be you. You do you. And I like that Mother Anastasia, by the end of this episode, gives that to her. There was some very guilt thrown upon her. Am I ever going to see you again? No.
Nope.
But that's also, I feel like what Anastasia was saying is she understood that her daughter wanted to go explore. She didn't want to really leave her family. She wanted off planet. She didn't want to be viewed as the same person as her sister. She wanted autonomy in that way. So her way to autonomy was by joining the Jedi. What I think Mother Anastasia understood is the Jedi won't not allow you to be autonomous because that they don't believe in those things. The Jedi are the protectors and the keepers of the people. So you give up your life to become a Jedi. Mm-hmm. And the word you being a Jedi is before you being an individual. And I think Mother Anastasia got that. Whereas I feel like in the Witch Coven, they're saying the many, they are one coven, but they, I think, respect individuality, which we saw because she let her go.
Mm-hmm.
So after we find out that they want to be tested, Mother Anastasia is like, we got to let our daughter go test. That's what she wants to do. Other mom, Coral's like, no, let's go kill all the Jedi. Like her answer is just wipe them out. Wipe them out. That's just 4 Jedi. The galaxy's not going to miss them. And she said that OSHA wasn't old enough to make that decision. But she certainly didn't seem to feel that OSHA was too young to decide to be a witch forever and go down the ascension. So I just found that to be like, that's very hypocritical. And I think it's very hypocritical of the Jedi to say, you get to have a choice. So don't let these witches, OSHA, tell you that you can't be here. But I also felt that Sol was very manipulative in walking her down the road he wanted her to walk down.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that way?
Yes, 100%.
Like it was
like, oh no, you'll be my Padawan.
Yeah,
because your family's gone.
Yeah,
So that was the first time. Well, that and the fact that all the witches were on the floor dead.
Yeah,
and it didn't look like there was any fire around, so was confused on that.
Yeah,
and anyway, but so I'm wondering, and that all these people feel so guilty, and that they're in the previous episode said that they wish they could have done something different. What do you mean? Like you wish you didn't show up?
So this is interesting. You said earlier that May has now killed 2 of the 4 people. We're on our way to kill the Wookiee. That's I thought that was going to be this episode. Surprise, it wasn't. Maybe it will be next episode. But did she kill the second one? Because Tobin, who's a Padawan in this, he's the other kid, killed himself. Wasn't murdered, but she also talked him into it. Did she maybe use a mind trick on him, even though he's another Jedi? I don't know. That's up for debate. That's up for viewers.
No. Remember, she was trying to take his pain away.
Well, she was manipulating him.
Okay.
But in this, we didn't see the Jedi go down that dirty.
No.
Like, we didn't see the Jedi pull their lightsabers on people, which was funny. Because one of the first lines we hear from May during her fight with Andor is like, I see you pulled out your lightsaber. You Jedi say they need to be ready to kill. That's what you're going to do. So is that what you're going to do? And now we've seen all these Jedi pulling out their lightsabers real quick. Andor is clearly nervous that Sol was going to pull out his Jedi. So who is Sol? Right. Is he someone who's quick acting and would be first to pull his blade until he meets OSHA and May? I don't know. But these people are clearly hold a lot of guilt. Sol has said how guilty he is that he couldn't save both May and OSHA and that he left her. Well, he had no way to save May. They both fell. He caught the one, didn't catch the
May
other.
May started everything.
Yes.
May is the one who started the fire.
Yeah.
So if that is indeed why they all died,
it is May's fault.
Do you think that she really intended to do
she's
anything
a child.
other than light that book on fire?
I mean, look, she said, so we got here because OSHA lied. She didn't lie on the test, which she did try to lie. She just got caught in a lie and then folded. Right. So May thinks she just strolled up in there and passed the test. That's not what happened. The Jedi manipulated OSHA, caught her in a lie, and then used that against her to say, no, you know, if they were really wanted OSHA to make her own decision, they would have let her lie and not pass the test. And they could have said, she lied to us. Why did she not want to pass the test? But they didn't make that decision. So May's like, I'm going to kill you. And then she lit a fire. But that was like kid emotions. And now this is why people who are force sensitive need to have some sort of look at other force sensitive children, because her anger got to her and she started a fire. But we were led to believe this whole time that the Jedi did something really messed up and somehow were the cause of the kid's family's death.
Right.
But we don't know that.
No, we don't.
So clearly we're going to get another perspective on this event at some point, I would hope. This is where I'm worried and why I wanted to mention the 8 episodes and previous Star Wars stories like Ahsoka, that I do not feel satisfied from those 8 episodes. Were they great? Were they good? Did they do some great stuff? Yes. But I left that show needing to know more, not I can't wait to get to know. I need more. I don't want more. And that's where I think a failing is. So if we go back to this, or if we don't go back to this moment and May's hunting all these Jedi, a Jedi unalived himself out of guilt, but for what? Because we don't see what they did.
Mhm.
So I worry we're not going to have that question answered.
Well, it's only episode 3,
Yeah,
so I wouldn't worry too much.
but we have a lot
Hang
to do
in
still.
there. You got 5 to go.
We still need to meet who the Sith Lord is. We need to find out why they think, why and how.
Questions, more questions.
Yeah.
No answers, though. It's going to be all right, Kate. It's going to be all right, baby.
I will say I've loved how this episode has my mind whirling.
It's all bubbling.
It's all a bubbling. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
No, I
in
think
this?
I've left it all on the floor.
Okay. I want to leave everyone with this. The power of one, the power of two, the power of many. I'll get you and your little Wookiee too.
Good times.
Doesn't work for me.
No.
Anyways, you know what does work for me?
What, babe?
More of you listening and following us. Thank you so much for welcoming us back. Thank you so much to everyone who listened to our last episode. Again, we're like back to old pink milk numbers. We got a lot of YouTube
Thank you.
views, a lot of downloads, and thank you. I appreciate it. Tell your friends. We still need to grow. So if you enjoy what we do, I'm going to ask you to tell not one, not two, but the power of many. So remember, share this episode with anyone, not one, not two, but the power of many. I'm going to keep using this.
I think you will.
Oh my God. Yeah. Follow me on Instagram and Threads and YouTube at Space Daddy Bryan. If you are on YouTube, please subscribe. Please like the videos. Leave a comment. Let's have a conversation there. And because you're not going to have just one, but two, a conversation with many.
God.
So until next week, thank you, everyone. And with that, Thomas,
I'm ready.
let's drink
Let's
up.
drink up.
The power of one, the power of two, the power of many. Alcoholic beverages.